Hi everyone, in this video I'm going to go through the project and try to give some more explanation on certain parts. I've got some really good questions from students so far, and I just kind of wanted to put them all into a video and just try to break things down a little bit, because I know that this project can seem like it's a lot. There's a lot of directions, seems like there's a lot of parts, but hopefully by the end of this you'll see that it's really just a few different things you have to do, and they're very similar to what we've already done before on the whole. So the entire project is basically an extension of the budget you did in Unit 1. So in Unit 1, remember, you did a project where you budgeted some monthly income, you figured out what you're going to pay for certain things, but I just told you in some of the boxes do things like take a percent of your income, and that's it. Well, we've learned some more things now, and it's time to try to do some more actual calculations to fill those boxes in again. So we're going to, change up what we put in those boxes based on, for example, the mortgage payment, your house. That's going to be based on what house you want. So not just your income anymore, but a specific house. You're going to include a few new boxes in there. I'll show you the template and point to those a little bit later when it's time to plug those in. But that's really it. You're just going to do some more specific calculations to update that budget. That's the idea. So the first part of this project is all about getting a house. So the first thing you have to do is go find a house. So you can go to Zillow, Trulia, Realtor.com, anywhere where you can find information about a house. Okay, and so what we're going to do, just to kind of give you an overview, is we are going to buy the house, pretend of course, and then we're going to pay property taxes on the house. Those are the two main things I'm going to ask you to do. So there's two options here, right? Option one, which I'm going to give you a good amount of information for, so there's not as much work for option one, is we're going to look at a home in the city of Poughkeepsie. And so in terms of the tax rate and the assessment level, I'm just going to show you directly how to go get those numbers, and that'll make a little bit of the work easier. If instead you want to go find a home somewhere else, I was working with a student who wanted to get a home in Fishkill. Well, that's not Poughkeepsie, so we're going to have to change that up. If you want to go to another state, that's fine. You can do a bunch of different things here. That's okay. If you want to do that, that's a little bit extra credit, worth 10 extra points. And you can see the point breakdown on the problems to get an idea what that's like. So that's worth extra points because it's going to be more work to go find the assessment level for your area and the tax rate for your area. But, it's an interesting thing to try to go do that. You get extra points for it. So either you stay in the city of Poughkeepsie, and it's all good, you can do that, no problem, or you go to another area, and if you successfully find that information, then you get extra credit points for that. So, up to you of those you want to do. So number one, this is just finding the home. So I'm just going to show you what this looks like. I'm going to give you an example here. So I went onto Zillow, typed in Poughkeepsie, and I found a home. Let me open that up and I'll move it over. So for this home, I'm grabbing the price here. That's one of the big important things. So I already linked it, but I have to grab the price. And then Zillow has other information that we can use that's important for us. Now, this is just in Poughkeepsie City, but if I was trying to think to myself, like, is it town? Is it city? I could just go down here, and nope, I'm in the Poughkeepsie City School District. And that's the important thing, because property taxes are often connected to paying for the schools in the area. And so that's really important to know where your house is in terms of that, so you know which school district you're paying for, which can determine the rate you're paying. So this is a Poughkeepsie City house, so awesome. So I'm going to take that number and the $259,000, and we're going to go back here. The home price for my example would be $259,000, and then the school district would be Poughkeepsie City. This is in Poughkeepsie, and then the county is Dutchess. So here's the thing. if you want to just find a different home in the city of Poughkeepsie, you know how to answer C already, and then you'll get, the ideas on, at least the setup for the answers for certain things later, if you just pick a city of Poughkeepsie home. If you pick some other area, you've got to go find this information and then do more work finding information later, which I'll give you an idea still kind of how to do, so don't worry about that. That's it. Link, price, where is this home? Boom, 10 points. All right, number 2, calculate the mortgage payment. So here's the thing. What are we doing here? It's a loan. This is all you have to do for 2. This is just a loan question. You've done a bunch of practice now using the loan formula. That's all number 2 is. It's asking you to use the loan formula, okay? So you're going to go through this. You're going to use the loan formula. There's 3 parts, and so what you just need to think is, okay, I just have to use the loan formula 3 different times. Boom, boom, boom. It's like 3 scenarios. There's one extra thing here, though, that I'm just going to talk about and give you an idea for it. I'm going to do an example for you, too, in case you've never seen this before, because I wanted to make this slightly more realistic. So usually you don't just go, I want to buy this home, and get a loan for the whole amount. That's not usually what happens. Usually you have a down payment. You have some amount of cash, saved up, some money saved up, and you pay that towards the house. It's not going to be all of it necessarily. Whatever you're left with, you got to go pay with a loan. So for each one of these problems, A, B, and C, there's 2 steps. Step 1 is you have to apply the down payment. Step 2 then is do all of the loan calculation. So let's do this first down payment example, and I'm going to bring my house in. So the house, it's not actually my house, but the house that I picked. So the value of the house that I picked was $259,000. Now, again, I'm not getting a loan for this amount. I'm going to do a down payment of 5%. And so what that looks like here is you take 5% of the house. So we know how to do that from Unit 1, 5%. Okay. Now, this number that we're going to calculate, that's how much you're paying just right up front. So you're paying this immediately. So this would be you walk up to the person selling the house, or they're the realtor more likely, and you say, I'm going to give you $12,950 just right away. Then you need to go to the bank and get a loan. So the loan amount, then, all you have to do is say, okay, bank, this is the cost of the house, but I already paid this much, so the loan amount I need is the total cost of the house minus the amount I've already paid. So this is your loan amount. This would be my loan amount for this house. This would be the loan amount, and then you just have to go up to the problem here and pick out everything you need in the formula. Interest rate, how many years is the loan, how many times a year am I compounding, okay, and then the loan amount, which we just calculated. And I'm asking you, get the payment amount. So we've practiced that problem before. So there you go. That's what you do. Do it 3 times, different down payment each time, different interest rate each time. Go, go, go. You're done. Okay? Number 3, property tax. We've done property taxes. Just go back to the work you did. Now, it's a little tricky to actually get the tax rate sometimes. And so what I've done for just the city of Poughkeepsie is put this information together for you. So what you can do is, you could just look this up if you wanted to kind of see how to get this. You just type in City of Poughkeepsie property tax, and pretty quickly it'll bring you to a website, and it gives you these tax rates. Now, this is going to look weird because usually all the problems we practice were like something mills, and then you guys knew what to do there. Well, here's the thing. This isn't mills. It's just breaking it up into what your money's going towards. So what this is telling you for City of Poughkeepsie is that 3.1740 mills go toward the county. This one is saying, well, the 12.5120 mills goes to the city, and then 1.7478 goes to the library. you pay all of those things, and so all together, we just add it. That's it. 3.1740 plus 12.5120 plus 1.7478. All together, your total City of Poughkeepsie rate will be 17.4338 mils. Boom. Put it into the formula. Now that's City of Poughkeepsie. You go somewhere else, you got to look this up. It probably will be broken down like this. Okay? It kind of depends though. I've seen, I've done examples with other students where we were searching around together, which you can ask me for help, and they had to do a little more detective work. It wasn't something that they could find very easily. They had to go on a website and then plug in the address of their house. And then a whole lot of information showed up that apparently is public that I didn't really know about, but I guess is, for that house. But then specifically, the tax rates are all piece of it. And the example we were looking at, there was an ambulance fee. It was kind of interesting. I didn't see that before. There was a library. There was a fire department piece of it. There was the city, the county. It's just interesting that you see all those different pieces. So all you do if you see that, if you go look this up for a different place, you just add them all together. So again, I just put this here. Here's the link for the City of Poughkeepsie site so you could see it. Assessment levels, if you're in New York State, what you can do is you click on this page, you go here, okay, Poughkeepsie's in Dutchess County, click the button, 2021, that's where I am. Although, if I use this next semester, well, you'll figure it out, or maybe I'll change it if you're looking at this in the future. In any case, right now it's 2021. We go in here, and we find City of Poughkeepsie 100%. So, if you pick another town to live in Dutchess County, here you go. You can find your assessment level. The one thing I'll add here is that you'll notice some of these are blank. That's because some of these breakdowns of towns, villages, cities share the same assessment level. And I know it's a little tricky to see, but if you pay attention to these numbers, you'll notice that, Pleasant Valley is 134400, then it jumps to 134600. So it looks like there's big jumps between the numbers. But this one is the same number, just one. And so this is the connecting. These are connected. So this is all 100%. These are connected together. All just go with the 100%. So if you're looking around, you see that, just look for the assessment level given that's connected to yours. So if I'm in Wappingers Falls, I see 01. Oh, that means it's town of Poughkeepsie. Okay, so you got these assessment levels in Dutchess County. If you're in New York State, you can go look at those as well. Anywhere else in New York State, you could find the assessment level. But I just looked it up. It's 100%. Boom. So then we just get to the property tax step. Now, I added two pieces to this, an A and a B. And the way I want you to do this is forget about B for a second. Just do A. So for A, there's a deduction that you can apply. Taxes. Just remember taxes right at the beginning. Deduction, tax rate, credit. Deduction, tax rate, credit. You guys have practiced this. There's a 10% deduction. Whoops, somehow that got deleted. There's a 10% deduction on the value of your house. So, before you even go into the property tax calculation, apply a 10% deduction, maximum $15,000. Do your property tax, and you've got that formula you've used a bunch of times. Go use it. Then apply the credit. Done. Number 4, 5 basically free points. Take your monthly budget from Project 1, and you can use this template that I have here. So let me bring up this template that's added on here. Or you can add to the one you've already done in Project 1. That's fine. But here I see mortgage. Here I see property tax. Type in what you calculated. The property tax, you calculated one answer. Put that in there. Careful though, this is a monthly budget. Property tax happens once a year. But I'm trying to budget per month. So be careful thinking about how to plug this in. The mortgage payment is given per month, but you calculated 3 of them. Pick one. Whichever one you want, pick that one to plug in. Okay? Boom, you've updated it. Now you're in part 2. So part 2, not too bad. We're just switching gears here. So we are going to do a retirement piece of saving. So we're going to save some money just for emergencies, vacations, whatever. And then we're going to save for retirement specifically. So if you're interested in learning about IRAs, I gave you a link. You can learn about that, something you can set up if you don't have something like that, so you can start saving for retirement. So you don't need this link, just if you're interested, you can check this out. All I'm asking you to do here, save money. Savings. We've done savings before. Just specific. We got to pay attention. I'm having you deposit each month. That's a specific formula. You got to get the interest rate. You got to get the number of years. That's hidden in this line, how many years you're going to be saving for. And then I gave you 3 different values that I want to have at the end of the blank years. So this is like 3 separate applications of the formula, just like we did for loans above. Boom. That's it. You know how to use the formula? Go use it. Okay? Once you've done that, update your budget with one of these amounts that you pick, whichever one you want. You're going to save that every month for your retirement. But we're blazing through this. It's just you're doing loans, you're doing property tax, you're doing savings. Okay? Then, well, what else did we do? We did income tax. Here's a deduction. Here's a tax credit. Here's a bracket that you need to use. This is not a flat tax, this is a bracket. And what else? Well, you have an income already. So you had an income from Project 1. Bring that income over from Project 1. That's the income that you're going to be using in that calculation. Now, I will just add that we've added a lot of stuff in here. So if this salary that you picked the first time is not big enough to pay for the house you want, and the car payment, and the gas, and the cell phone, and the property tax, and the then just increase the salary. You don't have to keep the same salary from before. I thought it would be easier for you to do that just so you don't have to change that number, but you don't have to. You can change the salary. You can pick a different one. It doesn't matter. Just make sure that there's enough money you're making so that you can pay for all these things that we're setting up for you to pay. So you might have to set this up. You might have picked out your groceries and your fun and your other savings and your gas and your car, and then you do the mortgage payment and the property tax, retirement, income tax, and you might at the end go, uh-oh, I'm over. Well, you can't be over. Fix things in here. Fix your fun amount saved. Fix your regular savings amount. You got to play with things. That's what budgeting is, right? There's all these things we have to pay for. You've got to be able to try to balance what things you're paying for, okay? So just kind of keep that in the back of your mind. That's something you have to think about at the beginning too. You know what salary you're making because you picked it here. This determines what kind of house you can buy and what mortgage you can have. So that's another thing where, you don't have to do this in order. Maybe you do some of these other things and then you leave mortgage at the end and you figure out how much you have left for this. And that can help you determine what house to buy. There's a lot of ways you can attack this project, which makes it sound maybe complicated, so I get that. But just remember, each problem here is just a single application of something we learned. So just to recap all of those things, right? Problem 1, just go find me house information. Problem 2, loans. Only loans, loan formula. Problem 3, property tax. Just property tax. Use that formula. Problem 4, update stuff. Problem 5, savings. You got to pick out the right savings formula to use, but it's just savings. Problem 6, do some more updating your budget so you don't forget to plug those numbers in. Problem 7, income tax. And we did that. Just income tax. That's it. You don't have to do anything else in problem 7. It's just income tax. So break it down one problem at a time. Go back to the homeworks. Go back to the reading. Go back to things as you need. ask me questions. But that's it. The project seems like a big thing, and it is. You're doing a lot of work here, but you know how to do each of these separately. So just take them one at a time and do them. And if you have questions, just let me know.